All rise, please. Talking to you, boy. Thank you for coming to Mass this morning for February the 28th, 2021. And now, a reading from the Book of Bro, according to Brogy Berra.
He was my favorite catcher.
Are you into pitchers and catchers? If a bro leads a beer or food run, they are entitled to all leftover change.
I don't know how many times I volunteered to drive somewhere.
I remember when you used to be our only 21-year-old in the band.
I do remember that also.
Yeah. That was convenience right there. Even in a fight to the death, a bro never punches another bro in the groin.
Ooh. That's dirty.
And finally this morning, if a bro fails a challenge, it's the equipment's fault. My bowling ball's not completely round. It was discount. It was half off. It's like a semicircle ball. And this has been a reading from the Book of Bro, according to Brogy Berra. Praise be to Brogy.
I have to concur with all of the above.
All right.
Wow. Look who's first in. Jason.
What?
Yeah, Jason Dent. Welcome.
He sent something to our group text very early this morning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Katie's here.
Katie,
right,
good morning. Hey.
I got a dog fight going in the background here. Okay, they go outside. Melanie's here. Vinny Stacks is here. Kathy Garcia is here. Sekar is here. Wow, everybody's popping up.
All these people, even though we were off last week.
Yeah. Matt McGrew is here. Rick Clemenson's here. Vicky's here.
I wanted to say good morning to our new subscriber, Joe Hunter. Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
No relation to Joe Cool.
No.
Oh, man.
I can't seem to get the show on my phone.
Oh, it's up. It's working.
All right. Well, we are glad that you're here today. For those of you that didn't know, we were off last week. Ronnie had a special training session that he needed to go for sheriffs. 7
a.m. to 7 p.m. Long day.
How can you possibly stay focused for that many hours?
Well, we did have 45 minutes to eat our lunch.
Oh, that was...
during one of the classroom portions of the day. But it was good training, and the reason it goes until dark is because once a year we have to qualify in the dark. So we have to shoot.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, so that was this.
Do they have varying degrees of darkness, or is it just the ambient light?
So it was as dark as it will be at 6:30 p.m., which was not 100% dark, but it's dark enough where you needed a light source because we start out at 15 yards away from our target. Mm-hmm. So you do need a light source just to light it up a little bit. But yeah, it's good training. We get to, I don't even know how many rounds we shot. And, ammunition now is not inexpensive. They told us that the rounds we were shooting, our duty rounds, are $1.39 each.
Each shell?
Yeah, each for 9mm.
Wow,
it's insane. And we also did quite a bit of shooting with our rifles, which are 223 rounds. I would guess that they're even more expensive, but wow.
Well, I should mention to you that there is, as you'll notice, the movie Tom and Jerry comes out this weekend. I think it's on HBO Max and in theaters. and you can see there's Tom and Jerry. Did you watch those in your childhood, Ronnie?
I love me some Tom and Jerry.
Did you really?
Yeah, love Tom and Jerry. It's one of those things that's one of those classic cartoons that's kind of timeless. I think that comedy stands the test of time. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a great movie.
Well, I think this is a trend in the future, which is in theaters and on a subscription service. That way they don't miss out on any money.
True.
And they can get it in the hands of people, greater numbers of people sooner, I would think.
I would think so too. Yep.
Now, you're the kind of guy that likes to go to the theater and watch a movie.
I do.
Because of the size of the screen and the sound, or what?
It's the whole experience. I think that the movie sound has gotten so much better over the years. Sometimes it's almost too loud. It's very loud in the theater.
I've noticed.
So, I mean, it verges on, extremely loud, like Ted Nugent concert loud. So, Buster, stop it. God.
I don't go to the movies very often, to the actual theater. The last time that I went, it's been a while. I think there were actually actors on the stage acting out the scenes. It's before they actually had film.
Yeah, I kind of, and we used to go. There's a theater near us in Folsom, Palladio.
Oh, that's a snooty, highfalutin.
It is. It's one of the newer. It might be the newest theater in Sacramento area, but $5 on Tuesdays will get you into any movie. Except sometimes they have a few movies that they have some special effects for or whatever, and it might be $8. But by and large, any movie $5, and holy cow, we saw ourselves some movies.
Now, by and large, didn't they do the morning show on 101.1? At large, he was funny. Not a big guy.
Sledneck is putting $10 on Buster, by the way, to
win the fight.
Win the fight.
I don't doubt that at all. You just celebrated an anniversary with Buster, didn't you?
We got him on 2/25/17, so 4 years ago.
My hatred for that animal began. No, it's not a hatred.
It's just and you know what? It's not just you. He also doesn't like the vet or anybody that comes to our house.
I saw that picture that you posted of him, and I could see a little tiny bit of my shorts in his tooth right here.
Was taken shortly after that. But he's just so loving. You just can't imagine that he has so much disdain for everybody except his inner circle.
Yeah.
If you're not in his inner circle,
right, you're
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you explain my dog bit Lou's penis off? Is that how you would proclaim it?
I think that's how I turn it into insurance. Yeah.
Your attention, please. I have an announcement to make.
That would be one of those insurance claims that would end up somehow on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, Ronnie. For those of you that don't know, I have been on disability right now for about 6, maybe 7 months. The reason for it is because I have 5 vertebrae in my neck that need to be fused, and I have 1 or 2 in my lower back region that are also in very bad shape. They're what do you call bulging discs, and a surgery was initially suggested, which I was not for at any point. because of the repetitiveness. This is just one of the reasons. Look at Tiger Woods, and we'll get to Tiger Woods' story in just a couple of minutes here. He's on his 5th back surgery. Okay, this guy here is not going to do 5 back surgeries.
Right.
In my opinion. Now, he's a very wealthy man and doesn't have to do anything if he doesn't want to. In my particular situation, I'm limited as to what I can do right now. Standing is one of the things I can't do for more than about 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh, dang.
I actually had to move a chair in so that I can make a sandwich or cook something in the kitchen. That's how bad it's gotten. But here's my point. I'm going to physical therapy, and I have been for about 8 or 9 weeks now. And the first couple of sessions that I went in, it was mostly a lot of questions and on my progress, to set the bar, and also a lot of exercises for me to do as homework, which
Right.
I've been doing faithfully because the pain is so intense. If I can stretch out or roll my back or neck on a tennis ball against the wall or something, I get some immediate satisfaction, but it doesn't last very long. So what am I getting at? At this point in my therapy, what happens is I go in, I tell them how my week has gone, how things have progressed, and then they massage both of the areas that are giving me a great deal of pain. The back, at least right now, has been the priority because it prohibits me from even walking or standing, as I said. So, long story short, if that's possible, I'm at a point now where they ask me questions and then they massage me for like 25 minutes.
Oh.
And it's the greatest thing in the world, especially for the points in my back and neck that are like pressure points. It relieves a lot of stress and pain. But last week, they were doing an area that I had never had massaged before by them. I guess my physical therapist says to me, Lou, I just wanted to bring to your attention that there's no wall between us and the next physical therapist. And last week we had somebody who was filling in, and all they could talk about were the interesting noises you were making while you were being massaged.
Well, at least they were just noises, because I was thinking possibly some other reaction that you might have had.
Well, I thought about that too, and that's the first thing, because my wife said to me, "So what happened? Did you fart?" I said, "Well, you're actually going to have to wait for the show to find out what happened." So each time that she would come to a pressure point where I felt pain and she'd press on it kind of hard, I'd go, "Oh, ooh, ooh." I was making all these noises and I forgot about it. And so then I said to her, that reminds me of a Friends episode where Monica was getting massaged by Phoebe. And she goes, "I saw that one." So when massage came up on Tuesday, when it was time for massage, I laid there flat on my stomach on the table with my head through the little poking hole there. And it took everything I had not to be going, "Oh, and I was doing it under my breath. How
and
embarrassing.
they told you, "Sir, you're not doing it under your breath."
No. Was that out loud?
Yeah. So I did a year and a half worth of physical therapy after my car accident.
Right.
And well, my most embarrassing or amusing story, depending on which side of the coin you're on, I went in and I started out my day at Walmart. I picked up my prescription because I was early for my physical therapy appointment. So I went to Walmart, got my prescription, and I also got some Motrin, because for me, physical therapy was unbelievably uncomfortable, painful, in fact. And so I would always take a Motrin before physical therapy, and I had forgotten to take one before I left. So while I'm at Walmart, I bought some Motrin and I took it. Okay, then I go to my physical therapist, and she does the same thing. She has me lay on my stomach as she's using that TENS machine, the electrotherapy stuff, as well as massaging and stretching out my shoulders. So I'm on my stomach. I get home, and this is in the summertime. This is, I don't know, it's probably June, July, August. It was warm. I get home, and I'm going to get in the shower. And when I take the shorts off that I was wearing, they were very brightly colored shorts. There was a ginormous hole, probably 2 inches by 8 inches, in the butt of those shorts, which I had worn to Walmart, with the gigantic gaping hole, and the physical therapist,
and no one noticed
my stomach. I'm like, oh my God. Now Walmart, nobody notices at all. You blend right in with everybody else that's dressed, crazily like they just woke up in a barn. But with my physical therapist, it was unbelievably embarrassing. She didn't say a thing. She did not say a thing, but I had a tough time. I didn't want to go back in there again. It was so embarrassing.
Well, that's the way I felt when I went to therapy this week. It was like so embarrassing. So embarrassing. All right, let's see. What do you want to take on right now at this point, Ronnie? We're 17 minutes into the big show. Do you want to go
Let's talk about Tiger Woods.
All right, tell you what. Let me get to that subject, which is right here. On February 23rd, the sports and entertainment world were stunned upon hearing that Tiger Woods suffered multiple leg injuries that required emergency surgery after he was in a single car accident near Los Angeles. Authorities confirmed that the golfer had to be extracted from the car. Tiger was rushed to Harbor UCLA Medical Center. The doctors there repaired his badly damaged leg with screws, pins, and a rod. That's exactly what was in store for me had I had the neck surgery. Screws, pins, and a rod, plus a plate.
Oh, well, dang.
And I said to him, a plate? Wow, how do I get the whole setting? Trauma to the muscle and soft tissue of the leg required surgical release of the covering of the muscles to relieve pressure due to swelling. Following the incident, many in the entertainment field voiced their support for Tiger. I have never been a large Tiger Woods fan. I have respect. The man has done something that only one other person in most cases has done, or two other people, like slamming Sammy Snead or Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer, I suppose.
Right.
But his achievements are many, and you cannot deny it.
No. I mean, we probably will never see another golfer to his magnitude in our lifetime. I don't know.
They don't come along very often, Ron.
No. And like you, I'm not a gigantic fan of his. In fact, I'm not really, I would say probably like Lefty's my favorite golfer.
Yeah, me too. Although, he's starting to play on the senior tour now, which is not a knock against him.
No.
But, a lot of your ability tends to go away as you turn 50 or so. Not to say that those senior golfers aren't good. They're great. It's just there's no way they could compete against today's younger players who are bombing the ball 330 yards easily off the tee.
Right. And so, I mean, I don't have any golfers that I'm completely taken with, because golfers tend to peak very, they all of a sudden they peak and then they're gone. It's hard to maintain that level that Tiger held for so long. For years, any tournament he was in, he could win. It didn't matter where it was. he was a danger to win it. I did a little bit of fantasy golf, and you may as well just pick Tiger to win every tournament because he's always going to hover. And not that he didn't have bad rounds. He had bad rounds where, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But in almost everything he entered, he was top 5. So it's hard to discount him and his accomplishments for sure.
8:21, Vinny's up. He's early. No, Vinny's actually on the chat.
Yeah.
This is
and Sledneck saying he liked John Daly style. You know what? John Daly is playing on a tour now where it's father-son. And his son is big, like John, and crushes the ball.
I've seen him. He's got a great swing.
He's got an amazing swing. And he's crushing the ball 280 yards, and he's a kid. And that kid can putt.
Yeah.
His driving is damn good. He wouldn't be a Daly without his big driver, but the kid can really putt too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, and I really enjoy watching some of the highlights from those father-son, the old golfers and their sons playing. It's super entertaining.
There we go. All right. So let's see. From Tiger Woods,
I think he's probably done. I don't think he can ever, because even though they fixed his legs or as best they can, an accident like that has tons of the ripple effect on your back and your shoulders. He won't realize for, months to come, but I think he's done.
Well, you know what? Let's all be thankful we still have him.
True
especially
enough.
For his children.
Yeah.
So, I think getting back to playing golf, you'll never guess. You'll never guess who just happened in.
Yeah.
That should be the least of his worries.
Yeah.
It really should be the least of his worries right now. Let's just hopefully he can walk and play with his kids.
You know what? I think he's got enough money that his grandchildren's grandchildren will never have to work if they don't want to.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you there. What a place to be, huh?
Yeah.
We all wish for that.
Well, he worked for it. So, and we were talking about him at work, and he's one of these guys. He was kind of a nerd all through school, and he really started busting out and going crazy after he got his first taste of success and big money. And you know what? Yeah, for the rest of us, we went crazy all through our high school years. He didn't do that. High school and college for us was our Tiger Woods years.
Yeah.
But we weren't famous.
No.
So whatever mistake.
The band was.
Yeah, that's true. So whatever mistakes you make, mostly just get swept under the carpet and you move forward. But when you are on the national spotlight like that, mistakes are
magnified.
They're magnified. They're blown up out of proportion. And I can't even imagine celebrities these days because there's so much of that pointing out the mistakes, human mistakes of people and, killing them over it. So, yeah, I'm very glad that our celebrity status is far behind us, along with the traveling atomic prunes.
No doubt about that. Bruce Springsteen pleaded guilty to one misdemeanor count of consuming alcohol in a closed area on February 24th. The charge stemmed from his arrest late last year in Jersey's Gateway National Recreation Area, a federal property where booze is prohibited. However, the boss's most serious charges, DWI and reckless driving, were dropped. Liberal. At the time of his arrest, Bruce's blood alcohol content was 0.02. far below the legal limit for DWI. In the hearing, the rock god said he had 2 small shots of tequila. As part of the judgment, Bruce was fined $540, which he called a friend, and the friend was able to help him out. He didn't quite have the 500.
Well, and I will tell you this, having, been part of several drunk driving cases where I sat in on court while my person, went, if it's your first one, and I don't know if this is Bruce's first or fifth or whatever, but they typically let you off with a slap on the wrist. They will usually they'll charge you with reckless driving.
Which still counts with your insurance company.
Absolutely still counts with your insurance company, but not to the same effect as having a driving under the influence, a DUI charge. So still hurts. And the fines are $500 to $1,500. You still get 2 points on your driving record. So there's a lot of downside to it, but your first DUI may just be a slap on the wrist, and at least in California. I don't know where did this happen?
Jersey.
So Jersey probably maybe has the same type of thing. So good for him. Oh, look. Hey, we just had somebody pop up in chat. UK Paul.
Paul. What's up, buddy?
Paul.
Yeah, you remember him?
I do remember Paul.
He drops in occasionally to watch the big show.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't remember him in chat very much. I don't watch the chat 100% all the time, but good to have him here.
More than I do.
It's because I can find our show on YouTube and you can't.
Well, virus and threat protection. Okay. Yeah, so hello to Paul from the UK. Paul, why don't you tell us where you're viewing the show today? I'd love to know what country. I'm guessing England, but I don't know. Could be Ireland.
Could be. He's from back east.
Mm-hmm. During the Fenn uproar towards the end, Paul was mentioned as one of the people that might have found the treasure.
Right.
That was not the case, though.
Or was it?
I went back recently and I rewatched a little of The Treasure Has Vanished. The Fenn treasure, the treasure has vanished.
From our friend Glenn Coughlin.
Right, from Tasmania / Australia.
Right.
He's known as the Australian, but he's actually Tasmanian. And man, oh man, was that a controversial show, Ronnie.
Oh, I know.
I just remember how much time I put into editing that show. It took countless hours, but I think we told the story pretty well.
Well, and Paul says he's from Manchester.
Oh, that is England. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's close to London.
And you know what? That show, it was very black and white. There was not a lot of people in the gray.
Right.
People were, and I would say that most people were anti-Glenn. Which, boy, you couldn't come up with a solve that someone's going to go, that's plausible.
Right.
No.
Well,
most
with,
people
with the diehards, yeah.
Yeah, it's as we were talking just before the show, I'm actually pretty happy that that's all behind us. It was a little bit too polarizing where people were on one side or the other, like, oh, it's Colorado. No, it's Wyoming. No, it's, New Mexico. I think it just, if without it though, we wouldn't have Jason and Sasha. So there were definitely some upsides to it, but by and large, the treasure itself and the hunt that went along with it was a little tough to deal with. And since we had no dog in this fight, we really didn't have a say in it. We could just report on what other people told us and go from there. So
I thought it was really cool that I kind of got to know Forrest Fenn before he passed away, through email and such.
yeah, yeah,
He was always so kind to me. Anytime, and I did not send very many emails because I did not want to be a pest, but there were certain occasions where I needed to talk to him about something, and he got back to me every time. And
yeah.
he used to say, "Lou, your show is the best. I love your show." Now, he may be telling everybody that.
I don't think so. I don't think Forrest ever blew smoke up anybody's ass ever in his life. He didn't need to.
I used to send him episode links.
Yeah.
And I felt bad doing that because it's like, well, here's an hour, Forrest. Here's an hour out of your day. Watch this.
Right.
But he would ask me consistently, "Hey, you haven't sent me your show in a while."
Oh, well. So that accounts for one of the fans that we lost.
Yeah. I don't think he was a subscriber, so.
Damn him.
Incidentally, while you're sitting here watching the show, be sure and give it a like. I don't have it up to that. Yeah, maybe I do. There's 16 people in the chat room right now. If each one of you would click the like button, we would really appreciate it. And if you are not a subscriber, please go ahead and click that button. That would do us a lot of good. Go a long way. Let's see. Stop, Paul. The ending to The Chase was such a disappointment. Don't make it any worse. Oh, that's the car. Okay. In one of the most bizarre stories of the year so far, Lady Gaga's dog walker was shot, and 2 of her 3 French bulldogs were stolen in Los Angeles on the evening of February 24.
Yeah.
The dog walker was hospitalized but is expected to recover. Gaga, or Gogs as I call her because we're close, Gogs offered $500,000 reward for information and the safe return of the dogs. She was filming a movie in Roma at the time. Reports said the walker, Ryan Fisher, was out with the singer-actress's pets when he was approached by a white car. 2 men, at least one of whom had a gun, jumped out, took the animals, and attacked him. During the violent skirmish, Ryan was shot in the chest. Come on. The 3rd dog ran away but was later recovered. Police don't know whether Gaga was targeted or if the crime was random. The LAPD Homicide Division has taken over the high-profile case, but there was good news. 2 nights later, the 2 bulldogs were returned.
Yeah. Yes. Apparently, I belong to this Reddit group, and it said in there, this is not confirmed, but it said that a lady found him tied up in an alley. So apparently the commodity was a little bit too hot for people to hold on to, and they decided just to leave him somewhere where they would be found. So,
that was probably pretty smart.
Yeah, and so people were talking in there, man, that lady, she gets the $500,000. Now, if it were me, maybe we'll put this out to the chat. What would you do if Lady Gaga, if there was a $500,000 reward for returning her 2 of her beloved animals? Would you take the reward? I think I would probably. It'd be nice to have like $5,000, and then I would have her donate the rest to animal shelter or rescues. That's kind of my thing, but yeah, a little $5,000 from her would be a nice token. And most of the people are saying pretty much the same thing. There are people in there that said, "Oh, hell no. I earned $500,000. I found him. I get $500,000. It's nothing to her." Probably not. It really probably isn't much to her. It's, she probably makes $500,000 a day in residuals off her records. So, yeah, probably not that big a deal to her. But
do you remember the segment we do? I didn't do it today, but Good Morning to Everyone Except.
Yes.
And you remember a couple of weeks ago, I brought up Catherine McPhee and her husband, David Foster, should just go away. Well, Catherine McPhee and husband David Foster have welcomed a son. She's 36. He's 71.
Catherine McPhee is 36.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't make this stuff up.
I
Well,
guess
I
it's
make a lot of stuff up, but not this.
I mean, I remember she was not a kid, but she was young on American Idol. But man,
she was 23 because it's 13 years ago.
Holy cow, that's hard to imagine.
They met 13 years ago on American Idol, where he was her mentor.
Okay, well, he did well. Yeah, he did very well because he's an older feller.
Yeah, 71. I just said that.
Yeah, he's an older feller.
They probably have conversations like, you know, David, I didn't know Paul McCartney was in another band before Wings. Simon Cowell is finally opening up about his e-bike crash last year.
Yeah.
An accident so bad that broke his back. Man, there's a lot of back talk going on today.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse, he contends. When I saw the x-ray, I really nearly could have smashed my spine to pieces, so I literally wouldn't have been able to walk, he added with an interview with Extra. I knew I'd broken my back the minute I landed. It was really, really kind of sudden, and it hurt. The America's Got Talent judge said he was embarrassed over the accident and didn't know how to tell his 7-year-old son what happened. His longtime partner, Lauren Silverman, broke the news to young Eric, who then told sweetly Simon, "You're like Iron Man." No, more like Butthead Man.
Yeah.
Are you a Simon Cowell fan?
No. You know what? I haven't watched American Idol in quite a long time, but I didn't like him. He has no tact. You know what? When you're dealing with somebody with no talent, you don't have to come out and tell them that they have no talent. There are ways to do it tactfully, and he has no tact. So obviously the man is a great evaluator of talent, but there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And I think he really did it the wrong way.
Well, you know, there's two sides to every coin on that, Ronnie. You know, why encourage someone who, I mean, but then again, you squash their dream.
Well, look at William Hung. Do you know who William Hung is?
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately.
He's made $1 million several times over, probably based on his American Idol and lack of talent. Although I'm sure his fame is fleeting now. It's done.
His 15 minutes of fame is up.
It's done. It's behind him.
Right.
But he got his money. He got paid.
Yeah.
So don't let Simon Cowell tell you just because you have no talent you can't make $1 million or two.
It's like saying you have to be rich you have to be smart to be rich. That's not the case.
No. I think you have to work hard to be rich.
Well, look at Elvis.
Or be extremely lucky. There are some .comers out there that have gotten extremely lucky, that weren't all that smart and didn't work all that hard. But by and large, I think people that are on the top are there for a reason, because they're willing to invest some time into it. 80-hour weeks, no problem.
Ronnie, I just got a toy over at the toy store at the mall, because I go to the mall a lot.
A lot.
It's called Potato Head.
You mean Mr. Potato Head?
No, just Potato Head.
I've heard this. It's pretty shocking. They caved.
Hasbro created confusion Thursday when it announced that it would drop the Mr. from the brand's name in order to be more inclusive, and so all could feel welcome in the Potato Head world. I just did not feel welcome calling him Mr. Potato Head. It hurt my feelings, and I didn't want to categorize or stereotype him. I didn't want to be racist to a potato.
The bright side is that now you can have a Mrs. Potato Head, or you can have a potato head that identifies as a female and still put a mustache on it.
Isn't that a Beyonce song?
Put a mustache on it.
All right, so no longer do we have a Mr. Potato Head.
Yep.
Really,
Just
a
potato head.
plastic doll? We have to be sensitive towards a plastic doll?
Well, if you look at the guitar player Buckethead, he does not like to go by Mr. Buckethead or Mrs. Buckethead. He's just Buckethead, the guitar player.
Vinny Stack says, thank God they dropped the Mr. We're all safe now, guys.
Yeah.
I feel
like
a lot safer.
I'm in a safer place.
Me too.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we should tell people what the category is for Mantasy Draft so we can start getting some comments in chat.
Oh, maybe we should come up with a topic then. Oh, I got one.
How about greatest comics, greatest comedians of all time?
Yes, that's what we're going to do today. Greatest comedians of all time. Now, let's kind of lay this out, Ronnie, so that people understand. This encompasses all. And when I say that, what I mean is it could be a stand-up comedian. It could be a comedian in a TV show. Or it could even be a comedian actor in a movie. Or I suppose on stage for that matter.
Some have done all of those.
Yeah.
Some of these people on
I
my
was just
list.
thinking of Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
There's an example, right?
Yeah, he's done everything. I don't know. Has he been in movies? I'm not sure he's ever been in a movie other than maybe a cameo spot, but TV and stage for sure.
Okay, so get your suggestions in right now, my friends. Greatest comics of all time.
Yep.
I've explained the category. Ronnie and I, do you have the paper and pencil ready?
I do.
Okay, good, because I didn't do that today. I had other things going on this morning. All right, there you go. Perfect. All right, so let's see. Get your suggestions in right now, please.
And I'm a little bit afraid that one of my comedians may not be known by some of the people in our audience because it goes back.
That's a chance you take.
It is a chance I'm taking. And I think, I don't know. We'll see. Katie says, Lou's going to do an impression. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure people have a good feeling who one of your favorite comedians is going to be.
You know what? He's not even on. I'll tell you what. He's not even on my list. You know. I ain't got no respect. Are you kidding me? My daughter. She's no bargain either. It took her 2 driving lessons to learn to sit up in the front seat of the car.
So Paul is saying Toby Eunice. That name is familiar. Where do I know? Oh God, yeah. I know Toby. Oh, okay. Paul, that's hilarious. Paul, you just made my list for one of the best comedians.
Oh, you influenced my picks. Now I'm going to have to change everything. We do this feature to grow the show.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Ronnie is about to drop an old one on us. Jesus for the win. Jesus was a comedian? I thought he was a magician.
He you know what? He invented stand-up, but he did it on water.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. And no one has done it since.
No.
Oh, I just thought of another comedian. That reminded me of another comedian, but there's no way I could pick him. Nobody would go with it. Remind me afterwards, and I'll tell you. Okay, let's see. Vinny Stack says David Chappelle, Louis C.K., George Carlin, mic drop.
Those are 3 solid picks.
My wife, when we discussed this last night, my wife had 3 really good picks.
Melanie says Lucille Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Queen of physical comedy. Melanie says Don Knotts also.
See, Don Knotts didn't do stand-up comedy, but he was sure funny on the Andy Griffith Show.
Hilarious.
For
facial expressions.
And in movies, too. He was in Mr. Limpet. Remember that?
Yes. I love that. Oh, I love that movie. Absolutely.
How did I possibly make room in my huge brain which is jam-filled, packed to the top with information, mostly useless, but still information.
To remember the incredible Mr. Limpet?
How?
Yeah. Paul says Bernard Manning. Not familiar with him. Is that Toby's partner? I don't know.
No.
Bernard. Matt McGrew says Jonathan Winters, Red Skelton. Oh, two classics.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy says Melanie.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy was one of Teresa's picks, Mel, last night.
Oh.
Melanie,
yep.
Sorry.
Yep. How about, right in the same vein with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor.
Billy Crystal.
Yes, Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal has done everything, and everything he does is funny.
Okay, I told you I was going to wait to the end to give you this one, but I'm going to go ahead and give it anyway because I know how awkward this is.
Okay.
Andy Kaufman.
Ooh, the Mighty Mouse thing.
Mighty Mouse is on the way.
Yeah. Very, very controversial. I'm not sure he was funny or just exceedingly awkward.
That's what he was.
Yeah.
That was the secret to his comedy.
Yep. And I did security for several years at Laughs Unlimited, which is a comedy club here in Sacramento. And I saw no fewer than 100 comedians. And some of them relatively unknown. Some of these guys, though, you get up there and you watch their show and your cheeks have cramps from laughing and smiling for an hour. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. One of the guys that I saw, his name was Emo Phillips.
Oh, I remember him.
Emo Phillips. And he had like this Prince Valiant haircut, and he speaks in a very wispy, whimsical kind of a voice. And he just will always stick out as one of the funniest comedians I ever saw. But since a very small percentage, probably nobody, I don't know that anybody in this room would know him. I can't go with him. Melanie says Ron White.
He's hilarious.
Tater tot.
Yep. And he's another guy. He loves to make you uncomfortable. He loves to make you think, oh my God, I don't do that, do I? Larry the Cable Guy says Matty McGrew. Oh. And Sledneck says Steve Carell.
Oh, yeah. I do love Steve Carell.
What has come up on my screen? This is lingerie for large women. How did that come up?
That reminds me. I was having problems with the car the other day, and it would start up and run, but when I put it in gear, it wouldn't move. So I called the mechanic, he said, you should probably check the tranny.
Check the tranny.
So I told my friend Bub, I said, hey, take off that dress and give me a hand here.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't. It didn't help.
Did he grab your wrench? DAK says, I can't read that. Wait a minute. Where'd my glasses go? Ralphie May. Oh, yeah. Ralphie May is that big, huge, large guy.
Yeah, he was on one of those talent shows, I think. I think he won.
Comedian, World's Best Comics or something, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, Slednick says Bill Murray. God.
Melanie Dodson says Ricky Gervais. Remember that monologue he did?
He is hilarious.
It didn't matter who you were, man. He was going to take you down.
I totally get Ricky. I laugh at everything he does. And I saw somebody earlier also said Don Rickles.
Oh, yeah. The insult, king of the insults.
Yes.
Are we ever going to get to our picks?
I don't think so. I think we're just going to wrap this up and go. We'll take it up next week. Jeff Foxworthy, says Matt McGrew. Although he just said Jeff Worthy, but I know he means Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melanie says Joan Rivers.
Oh, boy.
She was instrumental in women becoming comics.
Yeah.
She started in the 60s when it was not popular for a woman to get up on stage and tell jokes.
Well, and I'll tell you another one who's right in that category is Carol Burnett.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some of the funniest things I've ever seen done were on her show.
John Candy says your wife.
Oh, John Candy was great.
Yeah, he was. Uncle.
All these people gone too soon.
Yeah.
What's the other big guy that was Saturday Night Live that died?
He was friends with David Spade.
Yes. Somebody in the chat.
Paul says Joe Biden's a good comedian.
Not if you live here.
Just make sure you're not listening when his lips are moving.
Yep.
Because if his lips are moving.
Belushi, Betty White, they're saying. Those are, oh boy. You know what? I may have prematurely edited my list down to 4 before really thinking about it.
Well, it's
Chris Farley.
That's it.
Chris Farley.
God, he was funny. Remember when he would break the coffee tables and stuff?
Yes. Do the down by the river routine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What about when he and Patrick Swayze were doing a Chippendales thing?
Yeah. Oh, he put so much effort into that.
God dang. It's one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life.
Such confidence. You know, here he is, this 300-pound guy with no shirt on. Didn't faze him at all.
Yeah. He had no shame. Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have to do this because there are some awfully funny people, and although I haven't seen, there's the 3 that I have picked, I haven't seen in the chat. So I may have missed it, but I have not seen him. Jim Black saying Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Nice
Chevy
hat. Did you get that with a bowl of soup?
Chevy Chase, Gilden Radner.
For sure.
Very funny people.
Well, see, here's the thing. And I thought about this yesterday when I came up with the category. We're going to pick 6 comedians in our draft, 3 each. And we're going to piss off about 87.5% of our audience.
Yeah.
Because one reason or another, you didn't pick enough women. You picked too many TV. There's so many ways that we could go here. And so many people are going to have to get overlooked.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
And in fact, I feel I have 5 people on my list right now. And I think that they might be the 5 funniest people I've ever seen in my life. But not to take away from any, and none of these 5 have shown up on the list that I've seen.
All right, you want to rock, paper, scissors this baby?
Yeah, let's get this rolling because here we go. Okay. I'll do it right there. So it's right in the middle of the screen.
All right, Ronnie. 1, 2, 3, shoot is what we're going to do.
I'm thinking here real quick. Okay. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
I got this.
And 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, dang. Is that 3 fingers?
Yeah.
That's a fork or a 3.
I wanted to emphasize the scissors. All right. I'm going to go first.
Oh, dang. Will Ferrell.
I know. Teresa and I talked about that too. You know what? I told her, I said, you know, for the last 5 years, I've been trying to get you in the Christmas spirit early by watching the movie Elf. It's the funniest movie. Yep. And, you know, if you don't love Christmas after that, you just don't love Christmas. You know what she said to me?
Ooh, he's an angry elf. Is that what she said?
No, she goes, I just don't buy that whole elf thing. Well, you're probably not going to like the movie. I mean, I'm just guessing.
If you don't buy the premise, you don't buy the movie.
No,
that's kind of...
buy the premise, buy the bit. Steve Martin.
Okay. All right.
Write it down, put it in the books, send him to the line. You know, come on, you know that phrase.
I do. If you don't like that, you don't like
You
NBA.
don't like NBA basketball.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a really good one.
Yeah, I know.
That's a really, really good one.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of my alternates.
Okay, so now in our draft here of the funniest comedians of all time, I have the very funny Steve Martin, and now it's Ronnie's turn to pick, and he'll get 2.
I get 2. And
Yeah.
this is where I think I'm going to walk away with it right here.
You know what? Instead of being all that talk, let's see you do some walk.
I'm going to say Tim Conway.
Was that your old one?
That's one. No, he's not even my old one.
Oh, okay.
Although,
wow. Milton Berle's coming, I think.
Although he's old. My second pick,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Winters.
Dang, you're going so old school.
Those 2 guys right there have absolutely done the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
No, you're wrong. You're overlooking, and it's now my pick for 2.
Okay.
Robin Williams.
Yep.
And I need one more. Wow, let's see. Melanie Dodson says, funniest comedians of all time, Lou and Ronnie.
Well, she got one of them
And
right.
Jerry. I'll go. Damn it! I was convinced there for 1 second. I'm gonna go. Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Yep. All right.
And I'm gonna bet you a 12-pack of beer on this one.
So you've got Steve Martin, Robin Williams, Will Ferrell.
Did I do a mic drop yet?
No. I think that might be a little bit premature because I've got Tim Conway, Jonathan Winters, and Paul Lynde.
Ooh.
Mr. Center Square
Uh-huh.
said maybe the funniest things in 60s television that could ever be said.
Yeah. It's things that you could never say today.
No.
Never.
I'm a little bit afraid that my audience may or may not remember all 3 of mine because they're all old school. And Jonathan Winter absolutely was the inspiration for Robin Williams. Robin Williams will tell you that Jonathan Winter was his idol, and that's who inspired him. So let's just recap. I've got Tim Conway, Jonathan Winters, and Paul Lynde. You've got Steve Martin, Robin Williams, and Will Ferrell. All right, let's see the votes here.
19 in the chat room. We need 19 votes right now. Please, all you need to do is write Lou or Ronnie. Type Lou, L-O-U, or Ronnie, R-O-N-N-I-E, and we will determine our winner of the greatest comics of all time.
Okay, so I've got 1 vote for Lou already. All great, going with Lou for the win, says Melanie. All right,
none of this comes as a surprise, Ronnie.
Ronnie, old school for me. Ronnie has it. I got 2. Let me see here. 1, 2 more for me and 2 more for you.
Coffee's very good this morning, by the way.
Rick Clemenson is for me. Paul is for Lou.
Vinny Stacks, your son, your offspring, your embryo, says he's going to go with Lou.
I got to go Lou. Lou takes it. So I got it at 5-5 right now.
Vinny says, I don't even know the people that Ronnie was talking about, to be honest. That's your son. That's what kind of job you did with your son.
I know, but you know what? I guarantee you 30 minutes from now, he's going to be on YouTube and he's going to be looking at all of them.
Hey, you know what? We've got a problem right now, Ronnie. We have to address this. Are you looking at the chat?
Yes.
Do you say UK? Do you see UK Paul Lou?
Oh, wow. He's gone both ways.
What happens in a case like this, Ron?
I think he's suspended for a week. Sorry, Paul. Can't play next week. Let me see. Okay, Tisha says Ronnie.
Thanks, Tisha.
Yes, thank you, Tisha. Yeah, and Vinny says he's going to be doing that. So Vinny, when you go through, look at the dentist bit for
Tim Conway.
Tim Conway. Yeah, the dentist. And he also does one. Is that the same one where he talks about the elephant
I don't think so.
that makes the elephant couldn't trumpet? He went snark, snark. And Harvey Korman is sitting there trying to keep a straight face and absolutely crying. Physically, he's crying. He's laughing so hard at Tim Conway.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
All right, come on, because we're running out of time here, our hour allotment, when we didn't even get to half of the stuff I wanted to talk about today.
I know. Well, so far, it looks like I'm ahead 6-5, but that means
You're
we've
ahead?
still got...
How could you be ahead? All I saw were lose.
Well, and I didn't even count UK. I didn't count Paul's Ronnie because he'd already voted. So, come on. We got some more people that haven't voted out there. Maybe I missed a couple. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we can't go back now live, so it is what it is.
I haven't seen Jason vote. Come on, Jason.
What's the deal, Jason? You too
Yeah.
good?
Sledneck.
Hey, by the way, I just wanted to say, as a friend, Jason evidently is now set up in Oklahoma to do wood projects in his garage. And so if you have something in mind, a coat rack, a frame, a picture box, something like that, something special, Jason can do it.
He can definitely do it. We have seen he built some flags that were amazing. He built like a hideaway cabinet. If you have a hideaway, it is like a cabinet. If you have a little something you want to hide in your front room, and
Look down at your screen right now. Look, we have a new name at the bottom.
Hold on here. Let's see.
Sorry, Real Fendemic.
Oh,
that's a name I don't think I've heard for quite some time, if at all.
And look who Real Fendemic voted for. Thank you, Real Fendemic.
It just says Ronnie. It doesn't say Corvette Ronnie, so I'm not sure it's you. We need a recall. Boy, wouldn't that be something if we had a recall in California of our governor? Would that not be something? I'm not saying one way or another. Okay.
I think they have the votes to do it. We'll have to wait and see.
1.9 million?
Hooley says she gives her vote to you, but she goes, I wasn't even here, but I suspect Lou needs a little help this week.
I do.
You tightened up the race quite a bit. It's now 7-6.
I thought it was already 7-6. What do you keep making up there?
It was 5-5 a minute ago. 6-5 a minute ago.
I'm keeping score.
Let me see. So what do we have? We have 13.
All right. Is it time for me to
watching? Anybody else want to fancy a vote?
19 people in the room. Real Fendemic, hi, and thank you for watching. We really do appreciate having you here.
Tim Conway with Harvey Korman in the dentist chair.
Fendemic, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. But, any time that Harvey Korman and Tim Conway are together, even Lionel Wagner sometimes too.
Oh, God. Lyle
Wagner. That's right. Right.
Yeah. Those. Oh, Ray Ryder, Ronnie has to win. You're right. I do. Thank you.
Thanks, Rave.
That is, and I think there's a movie out. It's called "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World."
Yep.
And Jonathan Winters is in that, and there's, oh my God, there are probably a dozen comedians in that movie. It's from the 60s, but it is hilarious. You should look for it on Netflix or something because it is amazing. It's so funny. But Jonathan Winters absolutely steals the show in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. I think he plays a tow truck driver or something.
Remember Mrs. O'Wiggins? Mrs. O'Wiggins, can you come in here, please? Remember that? Tim Conway? And Carol Burnett was the dim-witted.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she played a bombshell. She's wearing like a secretary.
Yeah, I think she's wearing like a butt thing. Yeah, she's got tons of padding in her butt.
Mrs. O'Wiggins. What a funny man. All right, Ronnie, you know what? It's close. But for the point of, if nothing else, getting off the air here, I'm going to take the loss.
I got it at 8-6, but maybe I'll go through.
All right. 8-6 it is. Ronnie wins 14 out of 21 people in the chat room now. Boy, some of you did not vote. And you know what? The rest of my day actually may be ruined because of this. Oh, sure. I'll be watching golf and racing, but not ice skating.
Yeah. No NBA basketball.
No. Nope.
No.
All right. I guess we got to get out of here. Is there anything else that we've forgotten, Ron? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, on your way out, there's only 9 thumbs up for this show. There's 20 people in here. On your way out, click that thumbs up. Do us a solid.
Please do. And if you haven't already, subscribe. What does it cost you? It means so much to us. I want to get over 700 subscribers.
Yes.
And we could do it today. We could do it today if we had several people subscribe to the program.
Yeah.
We're here virtually every single Sunday morning, excluding last Sunday, but there was a reason for that. We're here for you every Sunday morning, giving you everything we got for an hour before we get the hell out of here and go eat breakfast. So if you haven't subscribed, do it. Please and thank you. Okay?
Yes. Congrats, Ronnie. Thank you, Melanie. She congratulated me on my win.
Oh, yes. I concede.
Even though she voted against me, I overcame that obstacle.
You did.
So I'm not going to forget that soon, Melanie, by the way. I thought we had a little bit more than that, but, I guess I was wrong.
What about the rest of your day?
I went too old school for Melanie, I think, is the problem.
Yeah.
So, hey, Cray's here. This one is tough. Cray says he's not a big Will Ferrell fan, so he's going with me. Thank you, Cray, but he'd already conceded, but I'm going to take the point because I want it to be 9-6. So that's a pretty convincing win. Thank you, Cray.
Biatch.
Yeah.
All right. Rick Clemenson says, fantastic, gentlemen. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Matt McGrew says, great show. Thank you. We try to provide you with a great show every week. Jim Black says, never liked Will Ferrell. Did it cost me that last vote? Because I could have gone in a number of different ways. But
and you know who else was on my list that didn't make it was Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
She was hysterical. Yep.
Melanie says, super funny show, guys. Thank you, Melanie.
Yep, we tried.
I appreciate that. Next week, I want to try to get to... whoops, that's the wrong mouse. Next week, I want to try to get to 50 ways music has changed in the last 50 years.
Oh, wow.
So don't miss next Sunday's show.
So think about that. That's your homework. There will be a test.
There will.
Yeah. So when you come back next week, make sure you've done your homework. 50 ways music has changed in the last 50 years.
We'll follow that up with 50 ways to leave your lover, and we should have a good show. 50 of anything.
Yes.
All right. Katie says, thanks, man, and great impressions, Lou. I'll tell you, Well, when I was president, I don't remember.
And you know what? A few years from now, that's going to also be the joke with our current president.
It could be. It could be. All right. Gots to get out of here and get on with our day today. I hope your day goes swimmingly in spite of your weather where you might be. Today here in California, we're expecting temperatures near 70.
A little breezy, maybe. I don't know. Looks like it may have stopped. It was sure windy yesterday.
I don't have a window doesn't have blinds on it, so I can't tell. But yeah, it's going to be beautiful here where we are in California, and that's part of the reason it costs so much to live here, I think.
Yes. Not sure it's worth it right now, but that's okay.
I got to tell you, Ronnie, I have seen more people flocking to other states in the last year
Yep.
than I've ever seen before. So many of my friends are moving to Arizona, to Nevada, to
Yep.
Colorado, to
You know what?
Idaho.
Nevada, very Nevada looks very good to me because
No state tax.
no state income tax. I paid, in addition to what they took out of all my checks last year, I paid an additional $14,000 when we had our taxes done. I can't live like that.
I know.
It's insane. And the roads are awful here.
Exactly.
They're
And
terrible.
you know what, Ronnie? With our lottery, the schools win too.
No.
I don't
Schools
think
are
so.
falling apart.
Our schools are in such disrepair right now,
Yep.
almost as bad as the roads.
Yep. So,
All right.
well, all right. Hey, we got 12 thumbs up now. Again, on your way out, hit that thumbs up and then come back next week.
All right. Until then, we will bid you, well, we'll see what happens here. Davis double century. What's that mean?
It's a 200-mile bike ride that I did not do.
Oh,
I
okay.
just got the shirt.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All I got was this crummy t-shirt. Okay, we're going to try to sign off here.
Yep.
And you know what that means. Sometimes it goes successfully. Other times.
You could flip a coin because the odds are about that good.
Oh, check this out. You can't see that, or can you? Or maybe you will on delay. I am currently in the works to do a car show podcast, and it's going to be called Lou Gallagher's Garage.
Ooh.
And so what you're seeing on the screen right now is the new logo that Dustin has worked up for me. I'm hoping to flip that where it says garage upside down. It needs,
very nice.
yeah, it needs to be the other way around so that you can
like
read it. And then I'd like to see some red color in that too. So
Yeah.
Dustin's working on that for me right now. T-shirts are available. If you haven't already done so, be sure and get yours ordered on eBay. Do a search for Men Are So Smart T-shirt and then XL, XXL, XXXL, whatever. Do a search for that and it will come up. T-shirts and hoodies are both available. The T-shirts are $19.99. The hoodies are $39.99. And all proceeds will go to a very good cause. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have yourselves a great weekend. We are out of here. Here comes the big Men Are So Smart logo. Bye-bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Ronnie.
Bye, Ronnie.
No. Never mind. Here we go. All right. We should be out. You big butthead. Sure, now your dogs aren't barking.
But Buster's right here. He's watching.
Are we out?
Oh, Buster. Come here. Buster. Come here. Get up here. Buster. Oh, he's so bad. Well, let's see.
Go get Dad.
I think we're
Picture's
off.
off. The picture's off. Let's see if I hear any sound. And I still hear sound.
Oh. Okay, let me click this button.
It's still on, says Matt. Well, let's see. Lou Gallagher's Garage coming soon.